time for my second attempt at making a drill shock arbor out of this old Massey Ferguson part. I'm planning on using this portion of the bolt. I might try and knock that back into line with a hammer, but it's probably not needed. It's actually easier to just squeeze it back in line. I'm surprised at how easy this stuff will bend. I just noticed this dividing line here, and I think two parts were friction welded there, because if I do a file test, it's not taking up any material on this side, but it is on that side. I tried cutting it with a hacksaw and that went nowhere. It was just too hard. So now I'm gonna cut it over here, but I can't use the hacksaw because of the gear. I can't fit it in the vise, so I'm gonna use the angle grinder. So there's the piece I'm going to use to make the arbor. It's a bit shorter than that original arbor, but that's okay because the threaded hole inside the chuck is shorter than that B16 taper on there. The workpiece is between centers, and I'm gonna take a surface cut, and after that I'll take down this end, and that will become the tang of the arbor. I lined up the arbor as best as I could. It is not completely straight. There appears to be a bit of a low spot. But it's probably good enough. I'm getting ready to start cutting the taper. Still pretty rough. I don't know if there's enough meat on there to cut away all the threading. I switched to a carbide insert bit, and I'm hoping that will give me a better surface finish. Still pretty rough. Well, I can turn up the speed and take another pass. Next pass will be at 970 RPM. a bit better. Bit of surface damage. I think I'll try polishing now. I'm getting ready to polish this. I have some 80 grit emery cloth, and I'm gonna put some oil on it. I find that if I put some oil on it, most of the swarf will stay on the paper. That's still pretty rough. I put on some blue marker lines and test fitted it in a tailstock, and this is the result. It could have been better. It's mostly binding at the thicker part of the taper. This is how it looks after the second test fit. I think it's a bit better, but not much. I'll polish it a bit more and then I'll turn the piece around and start working on the threaded end of the arbor. I'm gonna try using some of this stuff. It's polishing compound for stainless steel. It's a nice mixture of grindings, oil and polishing compound. It's gotta be working. Didn't do much. This stuff is hard. I'm starting work on the other side because I had it with polishing. That stuff is hard. I need to cut down about 19 millimeter of this side. That'll be long enough for the threaded part that needs to go into the chuck. I finished turning the part down to size, and I'm getting ready to cut the thread. I got a new 60-degree pointy bit. I got the correct gears, and I should be ready to go. I don't have a threading dial, so I'll have to reverse the motor, and I can't disengage the lead screw. As you can see, it's cutting close to the shoulder. It's very tight in there. I've taken a few more passes, and as you can see, this is pretty coarse for an UNF thread. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Taking light cuts, but man, that looks bad. Filing it a bit seems to help. I think I should do a test fitting. I'm getting close. After maybe a gazillion passes. It threads on this far. But no, I'm not sure if I should just force it on there and risk moving the lathe dog, or take a few more passes. A bit of filing, a few more cuts. There it is. My best thread ever. Also my second thread ever. There is a problem. It doesn't screw on all the way. So I probably made the threading too long. There always is a problem. The next step is cutting away this surface damage. It's time for a little test. I got my smallest center drill in the drill chuck and a cut off from the same tractor bolt that we made the arbor from, and I'm gonna try and drill a hole. Alright, that worked fine. I'm gonna try a 8 or 9 millimeter drill, see if the taper is strong enough. That's a 10 millimeter drill. It might be a bit ambitious for this lathe, but well, I'm gonna try it anyway. Well, that's enough. The taper is holding. I'll call that a successful test. I think it's time to check for runout. Before I can mount the drill chuck in the headstock, I need to cut a tang on this end of the arbor, otherwise it won't fit in the sleeve. It needs to have a tang so I can use this wedge to drive it out again. I ended up using the angle grinder instead of the bench grinder. The bench grinder was just too slow. I'm not 100% sure if this piece of tool steel is straight. Let's spin it. Well, I don't see any run out. Let's see what we got. About 6 or 7 hundredths of a millimeter run out. I would say that's pretty good. The run out could come from either the chuck, the arbor I made, or the adapter sleeve. So well, I think it's pretty good.